Hey folks, Sean here, and in this episode I want to talk to you about a trick that you can use to maximize your free trial to paid conversions for your B2B SaaS products. Now, this is something that I've experienced firsthand, personally, recently in some of the products that I've been testing out in an area that I think I'm probably going to build next as it pertains to artificial intelligence and B2B SaaS, and that's copywriting. As I've been testing some of these products, what I've noticed is several of them, when I begin said free trial or whatever their offer is, and I get into the product, they put a bunch of the functionality that I would like to test and use behind a paywall, meaning that while it's technically true, they allowed me to get into the product for free, there are other elements I'm trying to experiment with to evaluate the results, to see whether or not I want to pay that I can't access because I haven't paid yet. So they're essentially trying to upsell me right away. And look, I get it. If those conversions are working, great. The problem is they oftentimes do not. And I believe that the reason why they don't work is because I don't know how valuable that functionality is yet, which is really the purpose behind the free trial. If you are restricting access to your most valuable functionality and requiring people to pay to access it, that is more than likely going to reduce the amount of conversions that you're capable of. Worse yet, if people do pay it and don't have a great experience, then they're immediately going to be trying to cancel anyway. So also potentially looking for refunds. So regardless, I really think that strategy works against you. As such, here's what I recommend you do instead. With your free trial, give everything away, right? Especially your most valuable functionality. Whatever it is that people find the most valuable about your B2B SaaS product, don't put that behind a paywall restriction when you're providing users with access via your free trial or whatever your offer is. Give that to them right away and use it to get them hooked onto it. You want to lead, right? Put your best foot forward, as they say. The equivalent of that with your product is to give them access to everything that your product can do, especially that which people find the most valuable. If you're not doing that, you're restricting access or you're requiring payment up front or whatever, then I believe that's going to not just reduce the number of conversions that you experience, but it's going to probably irritate some users as well also, because it can be seen as almost like bait and switch or misleading, kind of like false advertising. You said that there was going to be a free trial. I am attempting to experiment with that free trial, but there's a bunch of stuff that I want to try, and guess what? That's not free. So I quote unquote started the free trial, but now there's other things that I want to experiment with and I can't. So you don't want to frustrate users, right? The reason why users are probably there to begin with is they're frustrated for a different reason. Whatever it was they've tried before, if they've tried something else, including whatever their existing solution is, right? Maybe in the case of the SEO, AI copywriting use case, I'll just walk down that example for you. They may have been writing articles manually, and they're looking to do so. They're probably looking to write better articles in less time. So at the moment, they're frustrated because they probably feel that there are tools that can help them do that, especially nowadays. And they found one, perhaps in yours or whatever it is, your product, the equivalent of what your product does. And then when they ultimately experiment with your product, you're locking them out of trying the things, which is the sole reason for why they're there, right? So if your product is not, if you want to boost your conversions, and when I say conversions, I mean from free trial to paid customer, and your product is currently not leading with your best functionality in the free trial, then I would encourage you to make that change and then evaluate what the performance looks like after the fact. It's something I did, and it boosted paid conversions by a considerable margin. The other advantages here is if you immediately enroll people into highest tier or most functionality or whatever, when the trial is over, then you can require payment for whatever it's going to cost them, ideally the highest tier, right? And you should also see more people converting to paying accounts for your highest tier if what they got the most value out of was your highest tiered paywalled functionality. So I just summarize that again. If you're giving away your best functionality and that's associated with your highest tier, when people are locked out because their free trial is over, you should see more people convert into the highest paying tier to gain access to that functionality yet again. But you shouldn't lock them out of experiencing it altogether because they might just bail on you. They might leave. So anyone that's got that far but hasn't experienced the best of what your product has to offer, that's leaving money on the table. And I encourage you to fix that by leading with that functionality first and then measuring how effectively you're making those conversions.